Oh, what's up, guys? This is Team Hard Life Captain Albert. Yeah, needed a 5 hour energy because it's been a long, long day, but I've got stuff I'm working on, and it has to do with my big rig, but I also have room. My counter is semi-clean over there. I could fix that. Yeah, so if we're going to do the fire drawing tonight, it'll be off the ticket. I actually got space here, so I'm working on that. Get that going. Just want to take a quick minute once everybody else gets on here to shout out for a little prayer for Jacob and his family as well. I know his wife's getting in and out of the hospital, so I just want to make sure that they've got prayers going out their way for sure. So 5 hour energy every hour? Wow, that's a lot, bro. That's a lot. And I haven't dealt with my tickets in a minute. So I'm trying to see where they're at. Leave them over there from the last time. I think I may have. Let me go check. Yep. I have no idea. I don't know what I do with my tickets. Oh man. Like I knew I had them up here, but I just didn't know for sure. So let me get the channel going so I can see everybody's comments before I start really asking the questions. So let's see how everybody's weekend was going. Ooh. Mm. That's cool. Narcotic skunk video is right there on the front page, along with Team Real Locos right there. Nice. Ooh, man. Come on. Come on. All right. So Ray, I know you've posted a few comments that you wanted to put on a tournament, boss. Uh, the person to really talk to would be Capt.Eric because he's actually done his own tournaments. Uh, he'd be the real person to talk to if you got questions on what you got to do and how you got to do it. He'd be the one to ask. Um, as, as sponsorships and stuff like that, I can help out there, but as for what you need to do, Crap. Sorry, guys. Uh, I would definitely get with him for sure. And I know you already have his number, so I got to worry about that. What do I think about the new Akuma, Makira, land-based shark reels? Um, so I like the bigger handles on them, though. I just don't understand the logic of the narrow spools um, because it's all about line capacity for the way I fish, you know. And again, this is just me. I have other guys that, well, they only run baits 300 to 400 yards or 200 yards, depending on where they're fishing and stuff like that. So it works out perfectly for them. But there have been times, like right now, like I'm hearing a lot of sharks are getting caught anywhere from 300 to 600 yards, maybe 700. That's it. That's all they're running right now because that's where all the sharks are getting hit. Perfect. But when they are not close, and there's been multiple times when they are not close, and you have to run deep. I know I was at one tournament, and all the top 6, 7 places that were, you know, the sharks that were actually turned in, everybody ran out over 1,000 yards to get the shark. They had baits up close, none of those got picked off. The only ones that got hit were baits that were over 1,000 yards up. I was at one tournament. None of my sharks came in from anything closer than 1,500 yards. Trust me, I wish I could just go short. Trust me, that you got to remember that this time we were hand paddling. I definitely didn't want to have to make a run out there if I didn't have to, but again, it didn't work out that way, so I had to run deep. And, and it paid off. But right now they're shallow, so shoot, you don't have to run deep, but still, uh, you know, having that ability is always a good thing. So I know some people already paid through Zelle. Let's see. Actually, Daniel Garcia did $30 right there. Tickets. That means we're gonna put Bobby the Bobber to work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll start at 300 and go from there. See what happens. They have a bigger reel now. Yes, I've seen the wide version. I've already seen that one. That one actually, they brought it to us to spool up. One of the things we did notice was that we have to watch at the angle of the handle. We can't actually have it where it sits up. Like normally, when I'm reeling in the handle portion, I can put it parallel to uh, the L bar like this. But with those new Makira 80s, I actually have to pin it to where it goes like this. So as it spins, the handle is doing this rather than like this. Because as it came down, it would hit the base of the spooling machine. So I actually had to pin it like this so I can do that because they've got a extra long handle, which is great because I know that's going to give them a lot more torque for cranking. Now, fishing and all of that, I still have not fished with them yet, so I don't know. Um, you know, it'd be cool to get some of those reels to test out and stuff like that. You know, obviously, um, definitely interested in stuff like that because, again, too, you know, being able to help our customers get into the gear that's better going to suit or that's going to suit them better for the style of fishing they're doing is always important. So we'll see. Yeah, Bobby's going to get some work today, guys. Well, and you know he's hungry. There you go, guys. So there's 3 for Daniel Garcia. That puts us at $30. We just started, and we're going to give it about 30 minutes. We'll see what's up. Uh, Actually, I've already got videos pulling them, fishtails. They're in the library, but I think um, they were during the live video feeds is when you'll see the videos. And that's what really annoys me about the way YouTube has the videos set up. You know, on the descriptions of how you know you can the description is either going to make or break your video. And that sucks for me because when I was doing these live video feeds, I was trying to put all the information I could on there to help them get seen by more viewers. However, it didn't help us get viewed. It actually hurt us. Like those videos, because they had the long title telling you what was getting this, that, and that, the line, the reel, and stuff like that. But again, too, during our live video feeds, we are going for 2 to 3 hours. So I was pulling 5 or 6 different reels on there. So it was hard to, you know, find a way to label it or title the video so it can be seen by a lot more people. So there you go, John. There's 2 for you. That puts us at 50 right there. And while we're doing this, I'm actually going to be making my drops for my gear. Let's see. Got to make sure which sleeves I'm using because, yeah, those sleeves have to be the 2.2s. Or is it the 2.7? I don't remember. Find out here real quick, though. Been building so many leaders, I've got, and just to give you an idea, I had all of this cleared off my desk a few weeks ago. But now I've got sleeves and containers on my countertop again, hooks and beads and all of that stuff. Now, and then today I also built a whole bunch of my free-line rigs for kingfishing, the 3J hook system. There's 24 right here, and then over here on the wall, I'll show you all something. Come on. Guess how many are in that stack? If y'all saw 24 over here, guess how many are in that stack right there? Yeah, so like I said, I've been pretty busy today building a whole bunch of gear. Uh, Also, I cleaned up a whole bunch of egg weights because they placed an order for 250 of the 2-ounce egg weights. So I need to get a lot of that going as well. And where's my cutters? I had them here. I had them here. You know what? Let's get some music going. Let's see if we can get some Triconic on here. So, how was everybody's weekend? How was everybody's Memorial Day? I actually, for a bit there, I just kind of sat there and just sent out a bunch of prayers because it seemed like the right thing to do. I know a lot of people, you know, want to thank veterans, and it's not for us. It's for those that made the ultimate sacrifice, them and their families and stuff like that, and the vets that did lose brothers or sisters in arms. You know, it's to them as well. So, in that sense, uh, going out and living life is why it's important to celebrate Memorial Day because they made the ultimate sacrifice on it, and it's for us to be able to enjoy life, the freedoms. So we actually went out to the beach with the family, the kids mainly, and they were playing on the beach, and I kind of had a call halt on them because they started wanting to throw sand at each other, and they're getting into my new truck. After I was like, man, sand's going to get everywhere. And they're like, well, let them be. I said, no, I'm not trying to get sand all over the truck on the inside. Even when on the beach, I mean, if I go to the truck, it's because I need something out of there. So I get in, I get out real quick. I don't want to keep opening the door and, every 5 minutes, but yeah, it was good. Good. Saw the guys next door to us. They landed a shark as well. So it was about 6.5 foot is what I was thinking. I know it was over 6, so they did pretty good. Nice catch and release. And, let's see. What's up, Oscar? Spinning crazy. Who else? Wow. KTM, John Dule. Uh, 308. What's up, man? How you doing? Puppy. Uh, who else is there? Had to work all weekend. Well, I worked. We worked on Saturday, but I ended up calling it a little bit early because we do. Yeah, we went to the beach. We went to the beach. That was yesterday, though. Saturday, I ended up working all day. Had a really long day. Had a lot of gear to get out and stuff like that. So we worked on that. Uh, didn't get to go fishing, but I have gotten with Robert, and we're going to be setting up something pretty soon to start getting the shark rack built for the truck. And once I get that set up, guys, we're going to be making a lot more trips because, again, too, I don't want to have my gear in the sand. You know, we got too much money invested in that I don't really want to get, my gear lost. Uh, I zippered up my junk today. I'm done with zip up boots. I got my rod building set up, back up, and going. There you go, boat up. Yeah, that's cool. I get asked a lot, like, they ask me, so which rods have you built? I said, I don't build rods. I honestly don't. I don't have one, the time, two, the knowledge, three, the time. Like, I really don't. I mean, between everything I got going, you got to have designated time to be able to sit there and do that. I go, and even then, too, like right now, I've been working so much creating gear. Uh, I haven't been putting out a lot of edited videos. I've got some in there that are still pending from when we went fishing with the veterans, from me doing some spooling videos and stuff like that, and some pretty cool. A lot of cool knowledge on those videos, but I think what I'm going to do is leave them raw and unedited and get them out there. So uh, we'll see what's up, but definitely going to keep paying attention on this. Let's see. Motivational. Get Sharkotic's music going. If y'all haven't checked out Sharkotic YouTube channel, guys, go check out their music. He's got a few songs out there, and it's pretty cool. You know what I mean? I like a lot of it. I like it a lot. That was such a tongue twister right there. Uh, it's just it's good to know. I know a lot of what he went through. We went through a lot of it together to see or to hear the music and stuff like that. It's on point. It's real life of a lot of the stuff we went through. So definitely check out his music, like, share, subscribe. I got the time. Luckily, still have to take care of my little one, but I've got the time. I know a lot of people up here love the custom bass rod, so Mikado and Lake Fork. Roger that. That too. It's been crazy. Getting the guided trips going and stuff like that. I did see the guys next door to us when we went out to the beach. They had a one-seater jet ski, and I think that might be the way to go. Uh, I'd rather do that because even with that one, you can you can tow out big baits. When you need to. They on the time I did see them run the bait, they were only out 200 to 300 yards. Uh, And at that point, like I said, they were hitting sharks up close. So, like I said, when it's up close, it's awesome. But again, too, when it's rocky and choppy the way it was a chocolate milk. It was a washing machine out there. Pretty cool to be able to get out there, get baits in and out pretty quickly, and go from there. Locked up drag. What's up, boss? So, all right, guys, we're at $50 for tonight's fire drawings. We're gonna go for 30 minutes. I mean, obviously the Uh, tickets are still selling. I'll still keep going, but right now we're at 30 minutes. Uh, Moving some swivels over because I already used these are the 750-pound stainless swivels that we're using for our leaders. These are about the size of our old 6-aughts that we used to use in the brass. Don't use those anymore because the stainless ones came out and they're just, I wouldn't say they're a lot, well, they're a lot stronger for the size, but I just like them because it makes it a lot easier. They're more, I guess, uh, hydrodynamic. You know, when you're building a leader, you don't have a lot of stuff in the water to catch seaweed on the floor and stuff like that. But when it's there, guys. There's no avoiding it. Got a friend going through a lot. I can say it, but it might be a bit much. Nothing any kids watching YouTube here. Just so crushing sad. Hey, Locked Up Drag, shoot me an email real quick, and if we can, add his name to a prayer and just kind of give some information, we definitely are all about it, boss. Prayer can always help, no matter where we're at. Everybody can help out. Yeah. Oh no, I didn't. Whiskey. Sorry about that. I got you there. All right. I got you on there, whiskey. There you go. So that puts us up to 70 right there. We're at $70 for tonight's fire drawing. And remember, we haven't put Buddy to work. We need to put him to work, guys. Come on. Gotta do it. So. Gonna set up a folder here just to make sure. What I do is I got a fan over here, and I push it so that way it can catch the wind, basically, and put some wind behind the phone and stuff like that. It's a lot cooler than it normally is. No, 75. Man, it's getting dark quick. Well, oh, it's 8:30. Hello, I'm on the channel kind of late right there. So. What's up, Hurtin Henry for 20? Roger that. Let's go, let's go. Don't talk too quick. Silence speaks loud. That's the first trick. Eye contact, firm voice on chill. All right, there you go, Henry. Got two. So it puts us at $90 right there. And what I'm doing, guys, is I'm cutting my heat shrink to the sizes I need for that. I actually use two sizes of heat shrink on my gear because one size is too big when it comes around it. And what I do is I use a smaller one to go on the inside to cover in and come over the mono. So I've tried it, just going with the bigger size all the way through, and it doesn't work out the same. But we got it now. The flags came in. I'm picking them up Friday and dropping them out Friday. Okay, roger that. Hey Albert, what do you call yourself? A pro angler or a person who loves fishing? Ooh. That's a good question. I know I really love to fish, but Hmm, that's a good one. I would say a person who loves the fish more than a pro angler, because a lot of the pro anglers that I've seen don't really teach a bunch of knowledge. They just go out and they catch some fish and don't really share. Uh, so could be stating that incorrectly, but I've seen a lot of other guys that uh, go out there and, like I said, they're really wouldn't call them pro anglers. You know, they go out there and they fish a lot. You know what I mean? They fish a lot, but a lot of it too is like they're only fluent in a few ways of fishing, and you know they don't really open themselves up to other styles as well. So for me, that was one of the things that we got into a big discussion about with a lot of fishermen around here, and it was, you know, being able to give people a lot of information on fishing, on the different styles of fishing, not just say big black drum. If you know that's all they pretty much know, you know they're very good at it. Don't get me wrong, they're very good at catching big black drums. But when you sit there and you can school them on, you know, drum fishing, red fishing, king fishing, shark fishing, uh, beach fishing, casting, leader setup, like all the different dynamics of a bunch of different styles of fishing is a real way to really help people out. I know some guys, like I said, ooh, they might out of sleep. These guys might be. I think these are 2.7. I don't remember if I ran out of them the other day or not. This is 2.2 right there, and they don't even fit this cable. Give me a second. Let me run to the back or over here. I think I might have some. Catch those checks. They don't want you rich, they want you tame. Plugged in tight to the minimum wage game, but I flipped that script, broke out the frame. Now every day's cool, but I cover with aim. No genie, no love, no magic, no myth. Just cold grind, television and grit. I ain't flexing for the gram, I invest in time. Money party for the weekend, not the time of prime. Hustle ain't a trend, it's a mind state. Sleep when I'm dead, I accelerate fate. Take lit the match, I became the fire. Now I'm teaching young kings how to elevate higher. Get rich quick, get rich smart. Stacking every move like I'm playing with the dark. Discipline the weapon, mindset sharp. That they sleeping on the dream, gotta tear it apart. They say it's love, I say it's math. Gotta believe for the dream if you want that path. Ain't no handouts, just truth and checks. Get rich, it's easy, just bet on respect. Produced by Shark Coding. When you're broken, when you're beaten, when there's no one cheering but the demons in your head, that's when you go farther. That's when you meet the real you. I came from the dark with the pain all in. Ran through the fire, no past, no friends. Every mile I bled was a lesson I wrote. Every note they said, I turned into hope. Push past limits, redefine fate. Tears on my shoes, but I still elevate. Can't kill me, I already tried. Died in my mind, I came back alive. Mirror said quit, but I told it nah. I'm the storm, I'm the fight, I'm the permanent scar. Run till I break, then I run some more. Cause the real growth lives where the muscles torn. Callous the mind, sharpen the soul. Pain is the tool for taking control. No shortcuts, no cheat code path. Just lights in the dark in the aftermath. Get up, even when the world say no. Bleed out, roll in, that's how we glow. Nothing to savage, I own this climb. Alright, I found some 2.7s. Not too many left, but it should be enough to do a good amount of these, even though I'm double crimping. So, let's see. Okay, what I mean. Got Henry. I ain't doing for the easy lane. I was cut from school, baptized in pain. So bring that hurt. I know what it costs to hold me down. Now my own boss. 40 pound to 160 pound bluefin tuna. Yes, the Packery channel. But okay, so you got to be careful when you go cast netting for shrimp. If you go at nighttime, it's actually the last time I checked, and this it's been a long time. It's illegal to catch shrimp uh, after hours, like at nighttime. It's like crabbing. You cannot crab, 30 minutes after sunset. So double check the rules and regulations for catching shrimp. But yeah, I've caught shrimp on the inner channel right there. Uh, PVC kit. I saw your recent surf weight video. How exactly are those used? Like Sputniks? Um, Not really. Sputniks are designed for the wires to fold down. So what they do is they cast out, they leave the line real slack. So when it lands, they leave it real slack. So they use the water weight to kind of keep their line in place. That's the way Nick basically showed me how to use those weights. My weights, they're stronger than that. So they grab and you keep the line tight to where they grab to. So you keep your line pretty tight there, which helps you not gain a lot of uh, water weight on your line and stuff like that. So, he- so I don't know if I just kind of saw it now. Does your PVC kit is that supposed to mean something else? Like a bad word kind of deal, but you just have it spelled that way so it doesn't look like a bad word. uh, there you go. Let's see. Right, because you just sent you the details over messenger. Roger that. All right. Yeah, we'll have to look to see. Oh, okay, okay. Roger that. Cool deal. Fuck it. Okay. Well, that makes it a lot easier because I'm not trying to murder the name, but fuck it is okay. Cool. I got it, bro. Thank you. There's Dusty in there for 30 today too. All right, so there's three more right there for Dusty. So that puts us at 140. We're at 140 right there. Yeah, yeah. Um, One of the things that we did, okay, now here's the other thing too. If you're catching shrimp on the inner channels, once you go into the inner jetty right there, you can only keep like a quart. That's going to be something else you got to remember too. Check what the rules and regulations are for the times that you can go cast netting for shrimp. One, two, make sure you don't catch more than you're allowed too. So I believe the last time I checked, I think it was like one or two quarts per person, you know, uh, or that you can have on you at a time. So, but yeah, I would look into that big time because you definitely don't want to be caught, because they'll charge you for pretty much every piece of shrimp kind of deal on that. Let's see. How much to redo line on a 50 wide? We charge $50 for anything a 30 wide or bigger, and or if it has more than 1,500 yards. If it's smaller than that, then we do $25 to downspool and respool. Where are my long ones? Yeah, there they are. Oh, those are the wrong ones. I do my thing along me. I made through these pretty quickly. It's only a handful. It's had 50 of them in there, but I already done built them. Yes, tonight we are doing the Bobby the Bobber. So I am doing the written tickets because I finally was able to get my shelf cleaned off over there, and I need that on the by chance that I have to show a bunch of tickets. So I can actually set up over there with Bobby the Bobber, show all the tickets, and then we can do it that way. So, John, can I use cash for the fire drawn if possible? Yes. How would you get cash to us? Uh, I don't have Cash App anymore, so that's not set up. Uh, have any 80 wide in stock purple? No. All I have are two. Actually, I had three orange 83 speed T Rexes. Actually, you know what? Let's go do an unboxing. Hold on. I got some reels in. Let's do an unboxing. Let me find my. There it is. It's a little clip. Totally forgot. Glad y'all asked about the Avet. Oh, all right. All right, so 1.0 double mini sleeves. There's 1,000 per bag. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,000 1.0 sleeves right there. And I also got 400-pound in green right there. And that's one box. This is the second box. Oh. What do we got here? Noise. There we go. I wonder whose is this on. There you go. 83 speed T Rex in red. Red T-Rex 3-speed. Yes, sir. No sticker in here, so I'm assuming those were for those other colors that we got those in. One. Yeah. Got a blue 83 speed T-Rex. I talked to Joe and he said that you can't throw my rod for the weight based on tarpon for shark, but the team can help. So might be John or Carl since they can't distance. There you go. Okay. Well, I know Carl and John have been putting in a lot of practice for distance casting like that. So definitely to see how they can get that to work for sure. Oh, they did send a sticker here on this one. I guess it's whoever's box it gets to. Yep. So. No. Jacob, how you doing, brother? Yep, another 83 speed T-Rex, guys, right there. Oh, wow. Wow. So that's number 25, number 26, and number 30 right there. Oh, please. Yes, sir. Invoice paid. Paid. Man. Oh. I did show y'all the rod, right? Did I show y'all the rod? I don't know. I'm going to show y'all just in case to make sure. We do have a rod for sale over here. So. That purple looks phenomenal on here. And this is one of those amber rods. Got an amber color tint to it and stuff like that. Yep. So, there you go. Yes, sir. Beautiful rod. Ready to go. So, actually, I need to put this one over there. All right. Yep, that root beer color is awesome. So, and again, too, like I said, The pinks will be coming in. Those two are already gone. Or actually, that pink is gone. The other orange is gone. But I got 3 available. And I also still have some left-handed SX Raptors in there as well, and an MXL. I've got a left-handed MXL Raptor in there as well. So I was showing some reels earlier. I need to lock it back up. But yeah, 20,000 1.0 double mini sleeves right there. 80 T-Rex, 3 speeds in the house. Let's see. I just bought my 50 T-Rex in purple, and it came in 3 different colors of purple. When it comes in like that, they should be giving you a discount. Those are what they consider blem models, and you should have gotten a 10% discount. Just a heads up. Go ahead and get this back over here so I can get back on here. And I know that took some time away over there, so I'm going to extend the fire drying for like another 15 minutes. Let's see. Need a 10 to 12 foot hard life rod to use as my spring and somewhere oversized so you can set up for dots. On those, are you looking for single piece or 2 piece? Wow, 4 hours of driving each day, bro. I bet you're exhausted. I personally had to drink a 5-hour energy right now just to make this show because I'm exhausted. My heart rate's kicking my. Roger, $20 for tonight's fire drawing. Let's see. All right, Roger, 20. And tonight we are putting Bobby the Bobber to work. I want to run 2-speed just for transportation, or 2-piece just for transportation person. All right. Roger. There you go. There you go, Roger. Burton, for that 2-piece rod, I need more info. Like, what kind of bait and weight would you like to be casting? Are you doing bait casting? Are you doing spinning? That way I can see what I can work out for you and go from there. How's my spool going on HS speed? The spooling, actually, I had to put that on hold because there's so much stuff that I had going on last week. I got to the spooling station, but only with customers who were basically in store, trying to get out to the beach and stuff like that. So I will try and get on that this week, but as soon as I can get this order for not 4-Day Outfitters, Tackle Town got an order placed, so. Okay, I have not used the T-Rex 3 speeds on the water yet. It was literally just came out, the week before last, so a couple of weeks now. But yeah, I know I've already spooled up several of them for guys, but I don't know if anybody's actually hooked on them yet. So it's a 12 ounce plus bait. Okay, so let me get some notes here real quick. bait cast. That we do. We definitely need to put one to the test for sure. I've got actually black in the SX, and I think I have a blue and an MXL left-handed available. That's one way to do it. Yeah. All right, guys. So we're at 100. We're at 160 for tonight's fire drawing. I added 15 more minutes because I was over there doing the unboxing. But we're going to be putting Bobby the Bobber to work. Minimum, we need $200 to get this to go. I do 200 because that's just a nice round number. So just a heads up on that. I have not. Ooh, I left my phone over there to see if anything came to itself. Yep, something came through Zelle. We got Jaime in there as well for 20. There you go. That puts us at 180 right there with Jaime Sanchez. Those 80 seem like the perfect travel reel to me. If weight isn't an issue, I'm a 130 fan, but 80, 30, not much. There you go. I'll kick the 40. All right. Whiskey. Okay. So we're just adding 20 to 20, right, to make the 40 there, Whiskey? That puts us at 200 right there. Let's see. Later, brother. Jacob, again, we definitely got you and your family in our prayers for sure. I know I said a prayer for them yesterday, Sunday as well, Saturday, pretty much every day. We just keeping the prayers going out of us until y'all are out of the woods. Summer, that rod would be good stress, real good on big oversized sturgeon. Pair it with the Torium 40 HD or LX Raptor. Roger that. Yeah. Let's see. All right, guys, 11 minutes. 11 more minutes for tonight's fire drawing, and we are sitting at $200. And yes, we are doing Bobby the Bobber tonight. You know, we ain't seen him in a minute. Got $200 for tonight's fire drawing. And you got 11 or 10, yeah, still 11 minutes, guys. I love seeing my 3-speed HX on a 12-foot sturgeon. Yeah, that. So you definitely need, you want a rod with some backbone to it. Let me see what I can work out for you, boss. I got you. I definitely, I'm pretty sure I can make that happen. So, dude's been making more of YouTube than the cat. Finally get my pirate peg leg on the 3rd. Take a month to learn how to walk. Then gonna get on the black fin tuna or bluefin tuna. Let's see. Hard life. Who's this? Oh, what's up, man? Yeah, no, just bring it tomorrow. Okay. All under your name? Okay, I got you, boss. All right, man. All right, guys, we got $100 of tickets right there. So that puts us at $300. Forgot how to spell there for a second. All right, there's $100 for Kyle right there. That puts us at $300 for tonight's fire drawing. $300, and you have 9 minutes, guys. 9 more minutes. Big F and tuning, yes, sir. So I gotta ask the tuna guys that are out there, if like pound for pound, if you caught a black fin, a yellow fin, and a blue fin, which one actually fights the hardest? Is there any real difference if they all weigh the same? Or do they, like, can you really tell which one's which? You know, if they all were, say, 50 pounders, could you be able to tell which one's which? Or, uh, or not, you know what I mean? Yellowfin, bluefin. When you come up with a price on the rods, let me know. Because I don't mind putting a little cash at all. Roger that. Black fin or I actually spooled my top of 2/3 of my life 50 today. Had to take out because in the morning while I casted. Oh wow, that sucks. Yeah, yeah. Mm. So they do. They all definitely have a different way of fighting. So that's cool. Okay. Well, I did not know that. I have. Like I said, I did my first tuna trip this year. Well, I went out on my first tuna trip. Um, got bluefin or blackfin and yellowfin in there, and I almost broke 100 pounds. I was 2 pounds shy, which is still pretty cool for a first time going out there. But I did smoke that one to the boat in no time, so it was pretty awesome. But um, definitely when things uh, get where they need to be, and I can actually hit the road to start traveling and fishing with you guys, I will be coming. I'll be coming. We'll definitely put these fishing trips together for sure. You know, I want to get on some sturgeon. I want to get on some bluefin, huge yellowfins, marlin fishing. Like I want to do it all. Halibut. Yep, yep. I want to do it. Peacock bass. Uh, what's that other fish? The arapaima. You know, I want to do it all. I want to get it all. So, uh, Locked Up says, I heard Yellowfin and Big Eye have stronger than blue, or for being stronger than Bluefin many times. Uh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry, the Slime Cats, the Hellcats, the Mad Cats, they don't have the backbone needed to like put the brakes on some fish. I mean, they're a fishing rod, they bow, you know, they have great fishing capabilities to catch fish and stuff like that. But if you were to put those rods up against, say, you know, uh, the other rods, the carbon composite rods that we have down here and stuff like that, you would see a big difference in casting for distance. One, two, you know, actually having the rod have a backbone to stop some fish and get them to turn faster, which makes the fight easier on you as well. Uh, there are a few things that I don't like about them. I love their color though. I mean, they're a great rod to get into, cheap. you know, right up front and stuff like that. But for me, it's not my strong suit with those rods. So, um, be days to get on 20 sturgeon a day. God, I bet 20 sturgeon in a day. God, that's amazing fishing right there, boss. All right, 4 more minutes for tonight's fire drawing, and we're at $300 for tonight's drawing. And double crimping my sleeves over here for my big rigs. Make sure everything's on there. I go to Hatteras 5 times a year, offshore 2 3 times, but even if I'm just surf fishing, I love it down there. Nice. See, I never got to go to Hatteras when I was stationed in Cherry Point, North Carolina. I wanted to go because, man, I saw pictures of what they estimated to be 110-pound uh, bull reds out there and stuff like that. But I was trying to find somebody that would have a certified scale, so that way when we landed a bull red, you know, of weight like that, we could weigh them out and break the record. Uh, because you're not allowed to, you know, hold on to the fish or, you know, travel with them to go get them weighed and stuff. They would have to be weighed there on the beach. So I tried for several years and I met up with a few guys that would, but trying to get the timing of getting them to get out there when I was going to be able to go, and it was just hard. And then we had September 11th happen, and that just shut it down for over a year. You know, couldn't really do anything because our base was on high alert and everything else, and you know, it fell through the cracks and never came to be for me. So maybe in the future I can get out there and get it done. You know, have somebody who's a certified weighmaster to get it done, certify our scales. You know, so, John, $20 for tonight's drawing, which will extend it 2 minutes. So well, we still have 2 minutes left over. Oh, I need more tickets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Oscar wants 2 out of his store credit. Gotcha, Oscar. Right on that. Taking my older neighbor out on Sunday for his first sturgeon. Oh man, that's gonna be awesome. You know how that works, right? You know, beginner's luck. They're probably gonna catch the biggest one that y'all have ever been on and stuff like that. Seen that happen too many times. um, Loco says my favorite rods, actually high-end rods like Cenex Snappy with a lot of feedback, and yet they can fully double over without feeling that they'll snap. What kind of weight class do they come in? They're locked up. Um, I fought 180-pound yellowfin tuna 3 hours on my SX. G1 was 65 pounds solid. 45 took me. Jeez. Mm-mm-mm. Land an 8-footer while we land 4-foot shakers. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the wife and I are headed to the Keys on our convert bus and spend a few months down there, hoping to get some swords this year. Well, good luck on that, boss. That's gonna be pretty cool. And we got 2 more minutes for tonight's fire drawing, and we're sitting at There's Oscar and John Darnell's last tickets right there. We're at $340, guys. $340 for tonight's fire drawing, and we have 2 more minutes. We are going to be doing Bobby the Bobber. We're going to put him to work finally. It's been a while, you know. You know, Natalie, that's actually what the wife wants to do. She wants to uh, get a motorhome or something like that, or whatever, the RVs, and set it up to where we go traveling, you know, once the 2 older kids kind of graduate from school and stuff like that. So, got to see how this is all going to work out for me here. It's definitely kind of hard to run a shop and be abroad, you know what I mean? So, we'll see. Wait. Captain, can you use 24 inch to put it? Sure can, Daniel. Daniel. All right. There's 20 for Daniel Garcia. That puts us at 160 and extends it 2 more minutes. The shark in the drawing, famous Daniel. Right. Let's see. All right, Ray. Uh, Tomorrow is Wednesday, right? Today's Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Give me a call tomorrow morning, um, after 10, because that gives me a few hours to kind of settle in, get what I need to get going, and stuff like that. So anytime after 10, boss. We got a 40-foot buzz from a church here in Tulsa for 2250. Cannibalized it, nothing fancy, but we have heat, AC, and running water. Oh wow. Hmm. Puppy said Daniel's in, I'm out. Oh man. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, boss. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Get some more music. Do. That was weird. Let's see. Like this. Come on, play. Play. There we go. What I miss? I might send you a few bucks to Roger that, John. No worries. All right, guys. Let me crimp these 2 up, and we are at time. Still a chance to get in while I'm doing this, but I've got those already crimped up. Oh, hit me missed the unboxing. Oh man. Guess you're just gonna have to go back through and watch it. Oh, I'm so bad, aren't I? Oh man. Alright guys. You can go ahead and move over there to the other counter. I'll take these two and this just in case. We are at 340, was it? Remember, if we hit over 500, somebody will get in on a $20 bonus. So, go. Nope, we're at $360. 360. Or make sure Bobby the Bobber is empty for this one as well. It's already empty. Already empty. Show you all the tickets. If y'all win the drawings, then yeah, you can use the funding to pay for the orange 80 wipes. Yep. That's the first batch of tickets. Second half of it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can use it as in-store credit for any of the reels. Like I said, I have 3 available right now to go. It's 360. We're at 360, and it's a $10 buy-in. Still getting it, guys. Still putting in the tickets. So. Yeah. Only saw the name on one ticket. There you go. There's your 2. Oh, there. Right there. There's a 2. Everybody good? Last call, last call. Give it about 25 more seconds, guys. Let's see. At $360, guys. $360. Oh, you're good, boss. I want everybody to. If you have a question, please ask. Take those over there too. All right. All right. Everybody good? Everybody good? Thumbs up. Thumbs up. All right, guys. $360. $360. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Bobby. Bobby. There we go. Let's go. Get them all in here. Get them all. Nope. All right. Got all of them? Yep. All right. Here we go, guys. Here we go. There's three of them. There's three. Three. Oh, there's one. Oh, there you go. Whiskey. Whiskey Warrior. Whoop, whoop. $360. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I know I tortured Daniel enough already. Let me go ahead and do this real quick to show him. There she is. There's an 83-speed T-Rex in red. What? Jackie. She's number 30. Right there. Wow. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. Yes, Daniel, that one is yours. Yeah, that Kyle's was the one that was sitting right there in the middle right there. So. Yeah, these are all 3-speed T-Rexes. That's all pretty much all I have in house for the 80s. So, yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep working on the rest of these leaders over here. Until I finish off the sleeves, and then I'll call it a night. So y'all got a window with me. Got a window with me. So if y'all have any questions, definitely feel free to ask them. Yep, whiskey. I have not had a chance to fish with the 83-speed T-Rex. I have fished with an 83-speed before, and that's where I kind of learned that I needed, it needed more drag for what it was capable of doing. What we normally had to do with those was we had to back off the drag, re-engage the preset to give it more drag, and then we could continue fishing with it when we were not when we were fighting a fish, but when we were pulling in our surf weights from 1,500 yards out, and they didn't want to move, kind of deal. So Those reels have a ton of low gearing. It's amazing what they can do. So uh, I'm excited. I really am. But again, too, it does cost money, even for me to be able to get those and use them myself. That's money out of the pocket to get them in there. So, uh, okay, yeah, give me just a second. Let me go grab a couple of samples and get my long line clipped. I got such a mess over here. All right, so these are my light gauge right here. These are the 1/16 gauge. And what you'll do is you'll see the cross that I basically make. And then toward the end, I'll bend up anywhere from an inch to half an inch, you know what I mean, on there. When it's normal current, we'll keep them like that. But when I got heavier currents, I'll actually angle them up higher and cast them out that way, and those hold really well. If they don't hold with this because they're actually, the current is so bad that it bends these wires back, I'll move up to my 3/32 gauge, which is the medium gauge of our surf weights. If those don't stick, it is rocking, and we go to the 1/8 gauge. I hate using those, to be honest. If it gets to that point, then it pretty much is almost impossible to keep a bait out kind of deal. But the 1/8 gauge, like I said, I have used them on cast outs, but I'll only do that when I know there is fish out there to be caught. Because I do not like fighting those surf weights in if I don't catch anything. So just a heads up on that. If I know they're catching, then yeah, I'll put them out there. But if they're not catching and we ain't turned a click, I won't even worry about putting those out there. I'll just leave my big rigs out because obviously those are further and deeper than anything up close. So, dude, the T Rex, the 130 T Rex, it's a beast already. I mean, that thing is, it is insane. So, and the only way we're gonna get that one, to be honest, is if these 3-speed T Rexes take off like I hope they do. Like, that's the only way to prove that they'll want to make that for a 130. So, but if they do, man, that thing will be golly. There really won't be another reel on the market that can even come close to what their capability is right there. So, other than them, other reels having more line capacity like the Everalls, but the Everalls have uh, nothing on the ADT or the Avets in the low gearing specs. When you have to pull in a surf weight when you don't catch anything, that's when you truly find out what those reels are not capable of doing. So I have, okay, so we heard of the 130s failing, but it was because they were saying that when they had a whole bunch of drag on the reel and then they threw it into free spool, it wouldn't free spool. So the only time I can ever think about putting a reel into free spool is when there is no drag on it. And then, you throw it, when they have a lot of pressure, they throw it into free spool and it would lock up. They didn't have a strong enough spring to disengage the the cam or something like that is what they were saying. So they upgraded that spring and then they dealt with that issue. So as far as I know, that's the only thing that I ever heard of them failing on it and stuff like that. So yeah, my 130 so far, the biggest shark on it is 8 foot so far. Again, too, I have not been able to fish it like I've been wanting to fish it because I didn't have a 4x4, to be getting around and stuff like that, and then having to put a lot of hours here on in the shop. So I heard the Everall is called an anodized senator once or twice. That is pretty funny. That one's a good one. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Yeah. Now I don't mind pumping and using a reel and with less power, Mike. Yeah. Now, for it to get a reel that big and for it not to, you have to sit there and pump and or take the walk of shame up to the dunes to get it to move is. I see no reason on spending that much on a reel if I'm gonna have to do all that labor or be that labor intensive to make it work. Yeah, you won't get me doing it. Fighting a fish is different. You got the motivation, you got the adrenaline going that's going to help you. It's when you have that dead weight of when you ain't caught nothing but a big old snag or, uh, your surf weight is stuck really, really good and stuff like that. That's when it's really hard to sit there and want to sit there and pump and pump and pump and or be walking up and down the beach trying to get your weight to move and stuff like that. So. Yeah, yeah, for you locked up, yep, because yeah, you're in a different country, that's for sure. Well, hopefully now that Trump is getting these tariffs to start backing down, maybe they'll be a lot cheaper now. You know, be more fair to play, and maybe they'll be more uh, able to be purchased without going crazy on them and stuff like that. And the same here for the reels coming from overseas over here, it should be a lot cheaper as well. There you go. What kind of meat hunter do you have, Night Hunter? Why isn't it not? Like, I'm looking for the play all. The Extreme Meat Hunter 10-foot two piece found out that they have 10-foot and one piece, but they don't ship. That sucks. But my 3-speed HXW might replace it, even though it doesn't have the drag. It's just so much easier cast. Yeah, yeah. What size rod do you have that you're casting your HXW Raptor on? I normally use a 10-footer for mine, but I have casted a 6-aught with like a 5.5-foot rod. But again, too, I was on Bob Hall Pier when I did that. So. Playing. 10-foot sec fishing pro cat is the rod I paired it with for now. Hmm. Again, I can't wait to start traveling so I can get my hands on different kind of rods like that from all over the world. Just check the difference, you know. I know when Dan and them went down to Worlds for the distance casting, you know, he's casting a different rod. He learned some different techniques on reeling and spooling and all of that, which is just, you know, going to further increase his distance and stuff. So I look forward to meeting up with him on the next casting tournament to see what I can learn as well too, because uh, I definitely want to improve. I want to break. Now that I hit 700, my next goal is 800. You know, when I first got out there, you know, it was actually to get into the 600s, and I got into the 600s, and then, uh, you know, a year later got into 700. So definitely now it's different because at the time I really was concentrating on too many things at once, and now I'm just going to focus on that when I go out there, and it does make a difference for sure. So higher grade guides. What do you consider higher grade guides that are locked up? And how is that really going to make a difference for what you're doing? And are you talking for the casting ones, or are they like roller guided? Because for us, the roller guided rods are the high end ones for that kind of deal. And then even with that, you got sealed bearing ones, and then you've got others that are not. And you got the name that you're paying for on other kind of rollers and stuff like that too. So wow. So what class do they consider that rod to be when you have to have it like that? Up close. What is heavy drag catfishing? Are you meaning you're locking down the reel on there so you can get them in pretty quickly, or are they that big that you got to roll heavy drag? And actually, Brandon, have you seen those other ones? The ones from Italy that they folded up and they actually let the rod flex a lot more. Have you seen those guys? Those were crazy expensive. Yeah, those casting rods, those SICs. A lot of people like them out here and stuff like that. Uh, they're a lot thicker. Yeah, I can definitely see why you would like those. Yep. That's that's a lot of drag there, bro. 40 to 50 pounds. Jeez. I'd like to see some fights with that much drag put out there for sure. Yeah. Yeah. 900. I sent you a picture in the email with a picture of the rod. Roger that. Broken. I just sent on the sturgeon. So Zach, how did you almost break the ugly stick on a sturgeon? Were you high sticking or? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. How long are you going to be out there for, Dusty, when you go to Matagorda? Seven, 8 foot catfish with 5 mile of current pulling is a whole body against the current type of run into a snag. It's a force to be reckoned with. Or shit, and that's only if it's a 5 mile current. Obviously, if it's rolling harder, do you not fish, or you still attempt to fish and see how it goes from that point? There you go. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, head back Monday. Well, there should be there should be a lot of fish, but again, too, all that rain that came and swept through, I know it's going to kill a lot of fishing in some areas. It's going to push them further offshore. The bull sharks will still be up close and stuff like that. I don't know how the lemons work out with all that rain, but I know y'all catch a lot more lemons than we do over here. Um, that should be something different too. Oh, you're just going through the day fishing? Well, good luck on that, boss. Let's see. Let me get back. It's both half as bad, where you can follow them downstream, but that's where they're making the breaking shores insane. I bet. I bet. Can't wait to catch a nice big drum again. Show them a new rod. So, yeah. I fished sturgeon 40 mile per hour water right off a dam with 50 pound mono. Jeez. And what's the biggest you've landed there, Kyle, doing fishing like that? That, that's an insane size catfish right there. See, and you know what I'm gonna like too is going freshwater fishing and you using baits like you would do for shark. You still caught me off guard when I saw you post that up the first time. But you're liking the 130 because it breaks off way higher than it's rated for, but also too, um, it gives you decent line capacity in comparison to actually going with another 200 pound braid. Correct? Right near the mouth of the Colorado, so maybe pull something in there. But yeah, yeah. It's probably going to be crazy, crazy current at that point too, man. Because there's been like I said, a lot of heavy rains coming in on that northern side. That storm that rolled through last night, I was like, wow. Because I end up something got me up, and I was up at 3 something this morning, and I was double checking the locks on my truck, and it said I had left it unlocked. I was like, oh crap. So. Uh, I had to go physically check out there just to see if maybe the app was malfunctioning because I could remember locking the truck, but I guess I didn't, and it actually started storming. I got to the truck and back under the carport before it actually really started raining on me and stuff like that. But it was starting to come in pretty heavy last night. So, but yeah, we got a lot of thieves in our neighborhood. If you leave your vehicle unlocked, they come in and they steal everything. So, freaking sucks, man. Work so hard for everything we get, and these guys just come through in the middle of the night and just pure laziness and go and steal your gear. So, Night Hunter, the 80 pound will give you better distance on casting if you're trying to go distance casting. But I would definitely put the 50 pound as backing so you get more line capacity. If you go straight 80 on an MXL, you're not going to get a whole bunch of line capacity. If you need line capacity for beach fishing, I would definitely do that 50 pound backing, 80 pound top shot. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we do like 450 yards total with 50 to 80 on an MXL Raptor. There you go. Roger that. Locked up. Thank you for that info about the Cortland. He gets it because um, it says higher than some 200 pounds, but gives good capacity and casting, and also the weights stick better. Nice. Locked up. Are you using surf weights, or are you using like breakaway weights, like rocks or sandbags or something like that? 2, 3, 4. I got 4 more, and I'm done for the night, guys. Only because, like I said, I'm out of the 2.7 millimeter. I hadn't bought those in forever, but I got this cable in because it was the only cable I could get my hands on at the time. So using it up. Hmm. Stuff. Well, I have not caught a 50-pound flathead catfish, but are you also fishing in a high current area when you're fishing for those flatheads? Okay. Yeah, well, that 80 pound will stop them. That you shouldn't have no problem with that. So I've actually done big drum. I don't think I've broken. Well, yeah, I've broken 40 pound drum with that. And but again, too, it wasn't a whole lot of current, so it's a whole different monster. Once you add current weight to any fish, it doesn't matter. It does make the fight a bit harder and stuff like that. So roger that, Night Hunter. We'll be here for sure. Hopefully, you can get in on some of those winnings on the fire drawings, guys, because I know that's a big help right there, and I do appreciate everybody's participation in those because, like I said, sometimes those are the only sales we have throughout the week. So those fire drawings are really important to us, uh, and I know it also helps y'all too. So it's a great thing. Yeah, all my shark gear though, like my big rigs, I like rollers just because. Oh crap! I forgot to put on the sleeves or the heat train, which is fine. We've built them like that for years without it. I guess I forgot to. But all right, guys. If Danny would have stopped winning, right? So all right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and call it because it's almost 10 o'clock tonight. My kids' last day of school is tomorrow, so they're gonna want to be kicking it up a little bit and stuff like that. So, teardrop. Yeah, yeah. So, all right, guys. Again, y'all have a good night. I will talk to y'all tomorrow, and we will see what's up. But I know tomorrow is Wednesday. I don't know what I got going, but I know I got some orders to go out and stuff like that. So, all right, guys. Y'all have a good one. God bless y'all, and definitely keep Jacob and his family in y'all's prayers, and anybody else that may need some, we'll definitely keep them in our prayers as well. Later, guys.